Welcome once again to our weekly player show here on Talk 101.3 The Buzz. This week we're going to be talking with a couple of seniors that you're familiar with. At least one of them you're real familiar with. Marcus Goree is bound for the University of Tennessee to play a little football there. And another senior, Ben Collins, who probably had one of the biggest scores of the year Friday night there.
Yes,
Welcome to the show, guys. Glad to have you here with us today. Marcus, let's start off with you here. You're going to UT. At what position, I guess, defensive back they're going to have you playing, you think? Or,
DB.
DB. Who was your recruiting coach?
Coach Martinez.
Coach Martinez. He's a pretty good guy. You got to know him quite well. Do you hear from him a lot, or Coach Heupel? I mean, I know these recruits you've not signed yet. Are they other schools probably still want to talk to you and convince you to flip over? But do you hear from the UT staff a lot?
I hear from him a lot.
Do you? When will you be signing? Are you going to go through the early signing period, you think, in December, or are you going to wait till what, February dates or whatever it is?
Yeah, in December.
In December there. Will you be leaving early from Bradley, or are you going to stay through and graduate in May, or are you going to leave after Christmas, you think? Do you know?
I'm graduating early.
In May? Oh, and you're going to leave early?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's like Boo's going to do, too. Will you guys be roommates up there?
Most likely.
And as a defensive back, he was telling us the other day that you're sort of in the same group, in the same part of the building, or the same dorm, whatever, so that you guys can talk trash or whatever you want to talk, plot defensive strategy. Ben, I'm going to jump over to you now.
Yeah.
Friday night, you caught me and Earl and probably half the world off guard on that play call where we were down 2014.
Yeah.
And go through that. We were down inside the 5, I know. And we called time, I think, did we not?
Yeah.
How did that come down with the play? I mean, did they say, hey, were you expecting that, or did you know anything about it? Or?
No, I wasn't expecting it. Like you said, we were inside of the 5-yard line. We were close to the end zone, and I was standing on the sidelines, and I heard him call my name. And so I just lined up and got the touchdown. Go up.
Had you run through the practice reps with that during the week?
Oh, yeah, we practice it every day.
Do you?
Yeah, every day.
Well, and when I looked down and saw, first off, I didn't recognize who that was because I was looking at the wideouts thinking, when I seen him drop back the pass.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was almost overthrown because you had to look back and grab it over your head, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to catch it over my shoulder right here.
Yeah.
I almost didn't catch it. I was scared.
And you weren't. Well, you were close to the end zone line, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I about stepped out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a big touchdown, obviously. It gave us the 21-20 lead, and we got another one on that catch that somehow Boo Carter made. I'm amazed at what he can do.
Yeah, but, he's crazy.
For both of you, go back to Marcus here. Playing football on a 6A team, you're ranked number 1 in the state, have been for the last, I guess, 4 weeks. Hadn't seen the rankings yet for this week. What's the hardest part playing football for you personally? I'm going to ask you the same thing, Ben.
For me?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the hard part about playing football at practice on a team like this? Is it the summertime, the grueling practices in the heat, or the preparation for the week, or what comes to mind? Man, I wish we didn't have to do that today or whatever.
I'd say our pay days or off-season workouts or spring.
Tough, huh? But you know what? That's what it requires, to have a program, keep it at that level there. Was it a tough decision for you to pick Tennessee? I don't know, somebody told me your dad wanted you to go to Tennessee, so you'd be close to home there. But was you looking at anybody else that you would possibly have gone to without Tennessee? Or you don't have to name schools, but was there others? I know there's several others involved.
I mean, yeah, I was talking to a lot of schools, but like I had broke my phone during the recruiting process, and then I was using a lot of other phones, and the only school I was talking to was Tennessee, so it was
burn your phone up, huh? Was a single factor that made you want to go to Tennessee?
It was close.
Close by?
And then it was one of my dream schools too.
Have you been up there some of the home games this year? Was you there for Saturday night for that wild crowd?
Mm-hmm.
That atmosphere was electric, wasn't it? I think that in itself would almost entice me if I had a skill set like you did, man, to look at that. Have you always played the same position, defensive back? I know you can tote the old football if you needed to, but you like playing defense? you like to be more involved in offense, or coach is going to hear this? So tell him what you want to do.
I mean, I am pretty good on offense. I play all over the secondary, so I mean.
Yeah. How about Mason, your brother? He's a junior. You're a year older. You go one-on-one with him, who wins? Can he whip you?
What you mean?
Can he whip you at any sport? You know, football, basketball, wrestling.
Nah.
Are y'all pretty tight as brothers?
Huh?
Are you pretty tight?
Yeah,
as
we're
brothers?
pretty tight.
Do you have any? I'm asking, do you have any other family members that have played at Bradley or going to be playing at Bradley, or? Is that...
I had a brother that played football at Bradley, and then he got hurt his sophomore year, something with his knees. Yeah. And then he couldn't play anymore. So.
Do we see any more touchdown passes in your future?
I don't know. It depends. It depends what's going on in the game.
Okay, you guys have looked at Hardin Valley, I'm sure, on film.
Yeah.
From the defensive side, what do you see? Wing T. I mean, you know what they're going to do almost every single play. You're going to put a man in motion, either hand off the guy in motion or turn around, hand off to the back.
Yeah, all I'm looking at is the O-line. What's the O-line doing? And then whatever they do is how I react.
And you're playing nose guard, right, most of the time?
Yes, sir.
You're going to make contact every play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a given you're going to do. Is it hard in the trenches down there? I mean, do you find guys that are bigger and stronger than you that overpower you? And,
oh, yeah. It's not easy for sure.
Right.
But, I mean, they're all bigger than me, but you just got to hold your gap. You know?
What kind of weight you carry normally during the season?
Right now I'm 190.
190?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about it, we're 6-0 right now. I don't know what we're going to be ranked. First, maybe second, who knows?
Yeah.
But we can't have a mental letdown. You know,
right.
I mean, this is the point of the year where it's tough. It's a grind right now.
Yeah.
Both of you kind of know that. But we've seen what can happen. We went to Hardin Valley in 2016, unbeaten, ranked in top 10, come home with a loss.
Yes, sir.
This is a region game for us. And I'm sure Coach is emphasizing that in practice, and you'll hear that the rest of the week. Yeah. Being a Thursday game, how big a difference does that make you in preparing for the team? Practice, has it changed, Marcus, this week since it is a Thursday game? Because I know typically on a Friday game on Thursday, you don't really practice, you just have a walkthrough, I guess they call it.
Yeah, everything just bumped up a day.
Everything's bumped up a day?
Yeah.
And
so
you guys,
instead of practicing like it's the Monday, we're going to practice like it's the Tuesday.
So you got to get serious about it starting today.
You got to get locked in.
Yep.
Got to know everything about tomorrow.
Do you like it playing the game on Thursday as opposed to Friday?
No.
You don't? You like the Friday games?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to count on Friday. I'm going to come by here and count, see how many football players show up.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a feeling that a few of you guys ain't going to be here Friday morning. That's okay. Hey, as long as you get to win, you're forgiven.
Yeah.
And I always like to ask this question. 20 years down the road, what are you going to be doing for a living, making your career?
I want to do HVAC, heating and air, in people's houses, and so I'll probably go to Cleveland State for a year and then work under somebody.
And Marcus, obviously going to sign with UT and play football there. Down the road, where do you see yourself 20 years from now? What are you going to be doing? What would you like to be doing?
Trying to be a real estate. Well, I'm going to be a real estate agent and a coach.
Sell some houses and buildings and stuff like that, make the big bucks, huh? Well, those are two great careers for both of them. They're well-paying careers there. Okay, guys, I thank you for being here today.
Yes,
Ben Collins, Marcus Goree, and I wish you guys the best of luck down the road. Stay injury-free.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen what can happen. We've seen that Tennessee game. Cruz injured there Saturday night with Ruben Cole, and I hope he recovers from his surgery there. Until next time, we'll wrap it up here on Talk 101.3, our weekly player interview. I've been your host, Gary Ownbey. Until next time, God bless and go Bears.